Итак, мы находимся на стартап-ивент MIT Global Startup Workshop в Таллине, и сейчас у нас в гостях специально для Future to Be основатель социальной сети для энтерпренеров, для бизнесменов, для поиска бизнес-партнеров, человек, который является вдохновлением для, наверное, всех бизнесменов, основатель проекта Founder to Be. Oliver, first of all, thank you very much for your time. And the first question is, finding a business partner, it's not an easy deal, like finding, probably a girlfriend or ordering a pizza through online. So how do you, come with the idea to launch such a kind of social network for business entrepreneurs?
So I think the best problems start from your own problems. So in 2010 I had a great idea. I wanted to start a startup around, but I didn't get very far because I didn't find a co-founder. I think nobody knows everything, but everybody knows something. So you need to find that other person who can complement your skills and help you get started. And that was the new idea, so I wanted to focus on the co-founder finding problem instead, and luckily I found a co-founder for that, and that's when we got going. So it's not easy, it's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Dating is more fun, starting a startup is all hard work, but I think you should try to address the big problems, and so we got started.
Can you share a little bit about what's the main difference from, let's say, a classic business networks like LinkedIn?
So it's not a social network. I always say founder to be is like online dating to find a co-founder. So LinkedIn, I think there's two types of people on LinkedIn. The ones that have a job and they're looking for another job, preferably with a higher salary. And those that look to do business development with companies and they're looking for the right entry point. So founder to be is really much more like a dating network. And sure, you can find great and talented people on LinkedIn, but they all expect a higher salary. I doubt you can find someone who will join you and give up their salary and start working for free. So there's a completely different mindset and expectation level. And founder to be, most people expect to be working for equity.
Oliver, do you verify somehow your users to protect from some fraud accounts, something like that? Because it's an important thing to find a correct person and no one steals your idea, something like that. How do you see this situation?
I think the situation is the same as meeting people in person at events. You need to apply your own judgment, you need to do reference checks, and there's no technical solution that can solve the problem. You can set up a fake Facebook account, you can make up your own identity on LinkedIn, and you can do that anywhere. So we don't pre-screen, we don't evaluate people, we don't judge them. Who are we to say who's a good co-founder for who? So we provide the platform, the means for people to meet each other, and then we encourage them to get in touch, meet in person, and see if there's chemistry and they end up maybe working something together.
And do you keep in touch or cooperate further with the users who connected to each other, who found each other and started their own project?
Yeah, so we don't actively track them down. It's up to them. So once in a while we get an email from someone, saying thank you so much. I met my co-founder. Now we started this and this startup, and we got into Techstars, and that's great. And then we put them in touch with people who write articles like in Inc.com magazines. They're always looking for success stories. So we help them like that, because finding a co-founder is just the first step. That's when the real work starts. But we don't actively, run after them to see who's working on what. We don't monitor.
Mm-hmm. Oliver, by the way, you have a very interesting blog integrated into your site about marketing and business. And if it's not a secret, how many people are behind the curtain? How many people are working for the project?
There's just 3 of us. I think any startup starts with 2 or 3 people. Some you have single co-founders, but then quite quickly you're trying to find someone, to help you out. Also investors, they typically invest in teams. So in our case, there's 3. A tech guy, a design guy, and myself, and I'm not even sure exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Oliver, as you're based in Finland right now, how is the business environment over there? How startup friendly is Finland, if you know?
I think Finland is a great place to start a business. The ecosystem is very entrepreneurial. There's a lot of support. You have big events like Slush in fall, or the startup sauna team. They're doing a lot to promote entrepreneurship. So I think it really depends on the individual. You can start great business in Estonia as well. There's a lot being done here, such as the conference today. So I think any place is a good place. And most of the business nowadays, they're all digital, online. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live.
We've tried the site yesterday, and we've seen that the search function for partners is free. So what is the point? Where do you monetize your social network?
So we started monetizing Founder2Be not from the beginning, because for us it is all about creating the value, and when we deliver value and people enjoy what we're doing, then the money will follow. So we started with a premium subscription, which gives people more powerful search. It disables the advertising, which is another stream of revenue. And now we're in discussions with some incubators and universities about licensing the platform, because even in the same university you have people going to different departments and they sit in different buildings, and the marketeers don't meet the computer scientists, and so on. So there's multiple ways of generating revenue.
And what are your future plans on the project? Are you willing to translate it into Russian or Spanish?
Yeah, so translating into multiple languages would be a nice idea, although I must admit that most people on the site, especially entrepreneurial mindset and the global economy, everybody seems to be speaking English. Once in a while we get someone who fills a profile in Spanish or German and so on. So we'd like to translate it. It depends a lot what the crowd is asking. So if we get the same impression and ideas from multiple people, then we look into taking it this direction. But basically continuing the global expansion from over 100 countries to even more, and getting more users in all those countries. So that's where we'll put our focus. I see.
Thank you, Oliver. We wish you a good luck with your project and to become Facebook in the co-founding entrepreneur field kind of social network. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.